work because Congress isn't going to be able to get the approval via the people who elect them to allow this cap and tax policy. But regulatory agency, that could be the next step. A lot of us have been telling Washington, no, that plans like that, we don't like those plans. We've told them in polls and protests and special elections, but they just don't get it yet. They don't get it yet. They lecture us instead, and they apologize for us, and they talk down to us, especially here in the heartland. Oh man, they think that if we were just smart enough, we'd be able to understand their policies. And you know, I so want to tell them, and I do tell them, oh, we're plenty smart. Oh yeah, we know what's going on, and we don't like what's going on, and we're not going to let them tell us to sit down and shut up. We're going to tell them what we expect of our government. They can decide what's best for us, though, and even if we don't like it, can't afford it. And we know that it just makes no sense, some of the things that they propose, and they think that they're going to do it anyway. You know, it doesn't sound like that's preserving American liberty to me. You know, it doesn't sound like they have any intention between now and the midterms even of listening to what it is that we're saying, and that's why come November we're going to elect new leaders who reflect our views and values and respect our rights and respect our freedoms. When we were told that soon we would see a fundamental transformation of America. And we were told in this promise that, you know, things weren't going to be the same. And now I think a lot of people are saying, oh, that's what they meant. That's what he meant by that. With this promise, though, of all this hope and change, you know, and your friends, and bless their hearts, you know, maybe they were just kind of sucked in by a complicit media who was, you know, just so in love with the left's campaigns this last go around. You need to ask them, though, how is all that hopey, changey stuff working out for you now? Washington should start listening to the people, and over the last months I've had such an honor of being able to travel across these great states and listening to the good men and women who make this country so great. And when I talk to them, I tell you, I am not scared for our future. I'm optimistic, and I want you to be optimistic, because there are signs of real hope all across America if you know where to look, and there are reasons to be encouraged. Everyday Americans are working so hard to get us back on track, and patriots are standing up and speaking out, and neighbors are helping neighbors to get through these tough times. And entrepreneurs and small businesses, despite what government is doing to us, we are trying so hard, and we are trying to ramp up productivity and hire more people. The small business owners, the backbone of America's economy, the backbone of what makes America so great. It's the small business owners growing our economy one job at a time. And a lot of common sense, conservative, constitutional candidates are willing to put it all on the line in these 2010 elections. Believe it or not, too, there is still hope in Washington, because there are still some common sense conservative leaders who know that we can't spend our way out of our problems. Leaders there in Washington who aren't afraid to make tough choices. And they believe what Ronald Reagan believed. They believe when he used to say that, no, there are no easy answers, but there are simple answers. We just need to have the courage to do what we know is morally right. Remember, Reagan used to talk like that, and he used to say, too, that we deserve a government willing to make the tough choices. You and I know that Washington, D.C., the plans there, they won't get our economy roaring back to life, because you can't legislate prosperity out of Washington. We can't grow our economy by growing government and the federal deficit and our national debt. We have to earn it. We have to win it back, one small business, one entrepreneur, one job, one paycheck, one American dream at a time. And that's why we need to cut spending. We need to cut spending on the federal level and not simply stall the spending spree that we have been on. And I'm talking to Republicans in this realm too, not just Democrats who spend too much, but Republicans too. When I was governor of Alaska, I had vetoed some of Obama's stimulus funds because these stimulus funds that came into the states, oh my gosh, they came with fat strings attached. And every state is going to be left hanging on to have to continue these programs that we just implemented, because it was kind of this bribe from the federal government. Oh, take the money, states, and a year or two from now, yeah, how are you going to manage the public's expectation that you're going to be able to cut off those programs and get rid of all those employees that you just hired? So I vetoed some of those stimulus funds, and my Republican legislature overrode my veto, because even Republicans too often think that this is all just free money, that somehow, some way, this is all just going to magically work out for our country. Printing more money, borrowing more money from foreign countries, being more and more beholden to foreign countries, and yet not ramping up industry and production in America, that somehow this all is going to magically work out. Now, why am I called the idiot when I talk about things like that? That is just common sense, and I always wonder, now why won't the media understand something as simple as that this can't all just magically work out in some fake utopia? It doesn't work that way. We have got to tackle our deficit and our long-term debt. We have got to do this. We need to adopt a pro-market agenda that doesn't pick winners and losers. Heaven forbid that government, that politicians are in the business of picking winners and losers in the private sector. But government can invite competition, and it can level the playing field for everyone. And Washington has got to lower taxes, especially on our small businesses, and they've got to kill the death tax once and for all, so that our family businesses especially can be passed from one generation to another. But lowering taxes on small businesses especially, so that our mom and pops can reinvest according to our own priorities. And that's how the private sector is going to be able to prosper and grow and thrive and hire more people, is if we can keep more of what we earn and produce. That is the way that our economy can come roaring back to life. And then supporting competition, innovation, and hard work. My goodness, is anybody else afraid that that work ethic we're trying to teach our children is just going to erode away the more and more dependent people become on government, and the more of that redistribution of wealth is accepted? I'm afraid for our children that at some point they're going to say, why should I work, Mom? Government can take care of me. That erosion of our work ethic will be the downfall of our country. We cannot let that happen. And I think that we shouldn't be afraid, guys, to say that every able-bodied American is expected to work. Not to lie. Talking about moms here too. There is no job more important in this entire world than being a mom. Whether you're working inside or outside of the home, there should be that expectation. And also then, there should be the expectation for reward for that strong work ethic that we're trying to teach our children. Now, we should make sure that the game is fair, and then government, just get out of the way and let the private sector do what it does best. Don't think the government can run any program better than the private sector can. You know, think it will see our economy come roaring back to life. It does work. And as I say, when it comes to healthcare, we need to repeal and replace Obamacare so that we can allow a market-oriented, patient-centered, results-driven healthcare solution, not a massive new bureaucracy and a new entitlement program that's going to come along with this. Come November, we have got to elect leaders who understand some of this. Leaders that respect and know our Constitution. Leaders who have fought and been willing to die for our Constitution. God bless you, vets who are running for office.